Grounds, Rib Heaven. 12 rib teams competing for Best Ribs and Best Sauce awards. Free musical entertainment. Kids 12 and under are free. Parking's free all weekend long. BereaRib.com if you really want to drill down and find out everything that's going on. Get you the Berea Rib Fun Pack. What's in that? No clue. But I'm sure it's great, and it'll hook you up for Memorial Day weekend. So caller 10, this is yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Are you trying to make us all uncomfortable?
Alan Cox.
It's gross, it's weird, it's not right, it's not cool.
And there's plenty more where that came from. Back to the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Got a brand new Poundcake Sports Break here in just a few minutes. Guardians play tonight, 8:10. They lost last night in Chicago to the White Sox, 8-3. Improbably, but you know they say, in a given Tuesday. So they'll play them again tonight from Guaranteed Rate Field. Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? 8:10 is the first pitch. That series will end tomorrow afternoon at 2:10. And then Cleveland will go to New York to play Verlander and the Mets. And then they'll return home to host the White Sox. And I will have tickets for you tomorrow. Another 4-pack to see the Guardians when the White Sox are in town on the 24th. Tomorrow around 3:50. I'll have those for you. In the meantime, just tune in tonight. 8:10, 7:40 is when pregame will get going here on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. If you want to listen there, you certainly can. If you want to drop us messages there, you can do it as well. Alan, did you see that they're renaming the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile? These sons of bitches. Why? Because it's Wiener? Is that what we've come to?
Mobile.
People have taken umbrage with Mobile for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They're not going to use it for their children, their babies in cribs. The city in Alabama is changing its name.
That's where that started.
Son of a bitch. The Wienermobile is changing its name to the Frankmobile.
Told you.
I mean, come on, man. Every summer, they do this big casting call for people to drive this thing around the country. And I'm sure you've seen it throughout Northeast Ohio over the years. I remember I was driving home one night a couple of summers ago, and it was parked in a hotel parking lot right off the Crocker Park exit. Just sitting there. The Frankmobile, they say it pays homage to the new recipe for its hot dog. Maybe this is temporary. Possibly. I think maybe they're rolling out a new vehicle or something.
I see what you
The all beef Frankmobile. And then on the wheel well, it says, please do not lick the Frankmobile. It would still be fun to drive. It looks like it handles like a dream. Not ungainly at all. They're they're being real shy about whether or not the name change is permanent. So I have to think that it's just temporary. Maybe for this summer. I like, though, if you are working for a hot dog company, that you have to really make it a big deal that you've changed your recipe. Because, there's a generation of people who might remember before beef hot dogs was a thing. You would assume there'd be some meat in there. But a long time ago, it had to be very little meat. There were federal limits on like how many bug bee holes could be in there and rat droppings and things like that. So everybody getting their teats in a twist over genetically modified organisms, GMO food. Hot dogs used to be mostly fly wings and raccoon droppings. They were still delicious. Wienermobile goes back to 1936. So this better be temporary, because I'll tell you what. If hot dogs, what's more American than hot dogs? I'm asking, what's more American than hot dogs? If the woke mind virus, Bill.
School shootings.
School shootings.
That's a
Okay,
good one.
fine. There's that. More American than hot dogs. Fine. All right, there's Jason Boebert cleaning his gun. If Oscar Mayer Wienermobile has gone woke. Now think about if you're a guy named Frank. That'll be fun. It's going to be a good summer for you. Because Franks don't get a lot of respect. Not in a way that you'd want it. Sitcom dads, sure. Who are famous Franks? Costanza. Costello.
Frankie Lindor. Does that
Frankie
count?
Yeah, he's famous.
But his name's not really Frank.
Francisco.
Right.
All right, well.
Frank Capra.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Caliendo.
He's coming in a few weeks.
Frank.
Zappa. Frank Zappa.
Frankenstein.
Franklin Nemo Stein.
Franklin the Turtle.
Got a real bad rep. Franklin the Turtle.
It's
Franklin from Peanuts. Frank Lloyd Wright. Architect. Frank Ocean. Great artist.
Frank
Sinatra.
Frank Lee.
Frank Lee. What?
I don't give a damn.
Frank Lee.
Frank Costanza. Sitcom dads. Frank Barone. If you watched Everybody Loves Raymond. That was the late, great Peter Boyle. So many Franks. And so it's going to be a big, big summer. If you're named Frank and you enjoy hot dogs. Now, listen. Hot dogs have always, or a long time, been called Franks. But little by little, they're chipping away at the respect paid to Franks, right? First, it's French currency that goes away. Then it's the Wienermobile. Who knows? But I did not see that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I like to laser focus on the important issues affecting America, like the name change on the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Al and I worked with a guy named Frank, and he was a wiener.
Frank's a hard name.
Hmm?
It's like not a particularly arousing name.
Arousing. Wow.
Oh, Frank.
Sorry, Franks.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's just a Frank. That's how I want to say it. When I hear
You're not
him,
going to yell, "Oh, Frank."
oh, Frank.
Frankie
No,
Muniz.
Frank. That's how I hear it. When I see it, that's
Like
how
a
I say it in
honk.
my Frank.
Frank.
Yeah.
All right. What about Frank Stallone, right? Younger brother of one Sly Stallone, but listen, famous pop artist, famous whatever. Frank Bello from the great band Anthrax. Frank, I don't know. You're right. Nobody's yelling out Frank.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
I had
Well,
a-
you're not.
Are you
No.
a name sayer during sex, though?
Sometimes.
I don't really
Oh,
say name.
what's your name? Oh, Brian.
What's your name? Hey, write it down. Let's
Oh.
do this.
Is it with an I or a Y?
I.
I want to.
This was you. That was you. That was me doing you asking him.
Oh, you were. Okay.
You didn't recognize my amazing Mary Santora impression?
That's not how it normally sounds. It's not like, oh my God, what's your name while we're having sex? That
that's
would
what
be
it is.
normally how your Mary Santora impression
That's
right.
has evolved.
So if Brian screamed Mary Louise, what's the middle name?
Mary Lynn Louise.
Mary
Mary
Lynn
Lynn
Louise
Louise.
Santora.
Nobody's yelling out full names.
You don't know. The world's a big place. There's a lot of people. Someone
Wait,
might
wants to
scream
be
out
that
full names.
specific?
Yeah, maybe. I
In case
want you
there's
to know
other
that you're
Mary Lynn's out there?
you're hitting this. I want you to know.
I don't think so.
Well, listen, it's like when you're a kid and you get in trouble, you get called all three names.
No, I get middle
Some
name.
people, they like that during sex. They want to replicate that. You get called what?
I get called Cody Allen.
Oh,
Cody
just the first
Allen?
two.
Ooh, it feels so good. Because the Brown was redundant. She knew, like, Cody Allen. Uh-oh, who's in trouble? Cody Allen.
I never got called by all three names.
Usually, I got
didn't
called.
we didn't get the three name thing when we were in trouble.
I got called three names, but it was my other brother's names first before my parents got to
Oh,
mine.
yeah.
Like,
Kyle, Mary, Lena.
Don Rutt, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill's in trouble.
It was my grandma would do that all the time. She'd run through every single kid's name. And then you're like, I know I'm in trouble. I'm like, I'm Mary. Grandma, we have the same name. It's me. Like, I'm literally named after you. I'll get off the Davenport.
Oh, God.
Whatever you're mad
Get
about.
off the Davenport.
Get your feet off the Davenport.
Pull the drapes and get your feet off the Davenport.
What's a Davenport?
Couch. It's a brand of couch.
It was a brand name of couch back in the day, but every grandparent would call it by its proper
It was like
name.
Band-Aids, yeah.
Yeah, Kleenex.
Yeah, I gotta put plastic on the Davenport.
Yeah. And my grandma always had Afghans, and I would complain because
Dogs or blankets?
the blankets made from dog. And I would tell her, I would complain that the blankets had holes in them. And she's like, they're heavy blankets. That's a nice Afghan. And I would tell my parents, I'd be like, Grandma's blankets all have holes? Because I felt like they wouldn't keep me warm because there's holes in them.
Yeah.
You thought all the cold air would get through the holes.
Yes, it's the dumbest blanket ever, dude.
It's like a cable knit sweater. I'm freezing in this thing. It's got long sleeves. Alan, how are you forgetting Frank Drebin from Police Squad? You mean Enrico Palazzo? I know him by his given name.
Frank Thomas.
Yes.
Isn't he the Wendy's guy?
The Big Hurt.
That's Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas.
Who's Frank Thomas?
Baseball
Big
player.
Former Chicago White Sox. All right, Poundcake, are you ready for the sports break?
After that, yes.
Oh.
This is a Poundcake Sports Break.
In the headlines today, I don't think the world is ready for this hot girl summer. Newly divorced ladies Shakira and Giselle, I'm going to attempt it, Bündchen? Did I say it right? Bündchen?
Nailed it.
Yes, okay. Link up for a Miami dinner date with the kids. You know, they got to save face before they hit the secret penthouse full of, you know, the hottest meat that the 305 can provide. You know, it's so funny because Shakira and Giselle were in relationships with high-profile footballers for over a decade. And now that that's over, it's time for the bad bitches to link up. So I'm sure the ladies had a wonderful evening with their kids. Wink, wink. Also, speaking of bad bitches, Becky Hammond, who's allegedly supposed to be the first NBA female head coach, is in hot water for comments she allegedly made about one of her players' pregnancies. Derica Hamby, star of the Las Vegas Aces, said she was mistreated by the front office and her teammates. See, it be your own team. She said she was asked if her pregnancy was planned, and when she responded no, she was allegedly told that she wasn't taking the precautions to not get pregnant. So she said that she was being traded from the team, and everyone was mad because the team, quote, needed bodies. Clearly, the bitch Becky wasn't thinking clearly because you did have bodies. In fact, you got 2 for the price of 1. I say let her pop that baby out and put it to work, but that's just my opinion. And lastly, screw you guys, I'm going Mahomes. Jackson Mahomes appeared in court yesterday for a sexual battery case. Jackson, who is the younger brother of quarterback Patrick Mahomes, although he's less rich, he's not necessarily less famous. With over 1 million followers on TikTok, he's got a reputation to uphold. So homie showed up to court stunting. He had a gray suit and black sunglasses, and he is due back in court late August, and is to not have any contact with any of the witnesses in the case. So the judge basically told him, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this Poundcake Sports Break.
Play ball! This is a Poundcake Sports Break.
Becky Hammond's a new coach, right? Wasn't she Popovich's? It was like a big deal that she was a female in the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay. So she hasn't been in the WNBA
Very long.
for long then. Yeah.
He was suspended 2 games.
2 games. I remember she was a player. I do remember that, but wow, all right. God, Shakira's 46. I didn't know that. I still think these women are like 31 years old.
So they're hipsters.
Because you think you're 41 years old.
No, I know. I'm 51. No, but I have no concept of time passing for other people. Only myself. You know why, Mary? Because I live
Don't even say it, because you don't.
within myself.
Oh.
Yeah, I do. What
I was
do you
gonna
think
say
I was
in the
gonna say?
moment.
Huh?
In the moment.
Well, we all live in the moment.
No.
You can't help it.
No.
You have to live in the
Some
moment.
people live in the past.
You can't live in the past.
Watch me.
You have to live in the moment.
No, you don't get to tell me where and when I can live.
Go live in the past.
I will. Man, 2018
I can still see
was
you.
crazy.
What? You only went back 5 years?
And she's back in
Yeah.
so she can drunk.
So I can be drunk again.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's all I want.
Well, you might not be drunk, but you're going to be fat again. You
That's
got that to
fine.
look forward to.
I'll be fat and
Once
drunk. I don't
Geraci's
care.
opens
Watch
up around
me.
the corner.
Watch me.
Yep.
I'm not going back to being fat pound cake. No
Do
way.
it, Cody. Come to the dark side.
No.
My fat pants that I bought 2 months ago are starting to get tight. And you know what?
Well, the dark side is inside of her increased shadow, is what she's talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Up under where my belly folds over when I sit.
Yep.
That's where you can get right in there, Cody. It's nice and warm.
Probably stink in there.
It doesn't stink. I showered, bro. You can be fat and have good hygiene. Oh,
You can, I know.
What did she do?
I accidentally lowered my chair as I said
How
that.
fat you are.
I did.
Yeah.
My foot knocked in. It was like, ding.
Her chair can no longer withstand. With stain.
With stain, yeah. With
Her
stain into my
increased
weight.
carriage. Wow.
So
Yeah,
if I
listen.
want to live in 2018 and be a fat drunk with red hair, you can't tell me what to do.
I would never tell you what to do.
Alan.
Would never tell you what to do.
Alan.
Alan.
Yeah, Mary was the type of drunk that would have all the extra liquid at the ends of her mouth while she would talk.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
You know
Have the
you know
what?
He was talking about when you get those like white creases
Mhm.
on the side of your mouth.
Full of liquid. Yeah, you
Oh,
would.
gross.
When I was the one and only
One
time,
time she did that, and you're tagging her with it?
I don't believe it.
the one and only time I got drunk with her, we were doing shots at a corner alley. It was like after the comedy show or something. And you're like, you're gonna do another shot, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do another shot. You're
No,
like,
that
"Yes, you
wasn't that wasn't white foam. I was stealing people's sandwiches. That was mayonnaise
are."
White
Even
foam.
worse.
or ranch
Yep.
dripping from my mouth.
Ugh.
Yep.
Listen,
She was the Hellman's Bandit back then.
just spoonfuls of it.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I remember Mary buying me a shot in Scottsdale.
I winked at you.
Hey, the
Send
girl
this
at the
to that guy.
girl at the end of the bar wants to buy you a shot. Really?
Alan said, "I still got it."
I still got it.
JK, it's Mary.
Who pretended to fight so Mary could get laid?
What?
What?
Wasn't that a thing?
I think Erica and I had some. Was it me and Erica, or was it?
Somebody faked a fight at a bar, and then it was a technique to get a guy to talk to Mary. Mary was like walked in with 3 people. Am I making this up?
No, we did something
I don't
like that because it was
remember any of
me,
this.
my ex-girlfriend, and we had some. Well, you
This
didn't
was
remember.
in Arizona?
Yeah.
This was in Arizona.
He
We
wasn't
went
with
out,
us in
but we
Arizona.
went
Yeah.
to like 5 different bars in one night. in
Yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah.
I did make out with that one guy.
It was Erica and someone else that was like participating in the fight.
I think it
And-
was my ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
What?
This
How
is
does
when
that
you-
even make sense?
I don't remember how it all
No,
made
it was
sense, but
it was a
some-
man. It was a man that Erica was fighting with, allegedly. It was all an act to get someone to talk to Mary. You all 3 were at the bar or something.
That doesn't make
don't-
any
I don't
sense.
Yes, it
remember.
was.
You 2 fight so this guy will talk to me?
Yeah, because it was like a technique where if they faked a fight and you just like stood there and didn't know what to do or something like that, like you looked lonely and while your friends were fighting, the guy came over and was like, "Oh, are you there with them?" And you were like, "Yeah."
Boy, that's a long con. You got there's
Yeah.
a
It
lot
was
of
a con.
there's a lot of tumblers that got to fall in that lock to make that work.
The listeners always remember. They'll.
I
text
don't
you
remember
what it is.
this. I probably wasn't there, to be honest.
I can't believe I remember this, but I just thought it was so bizarre. I'm like, this is what takes for people are so lame with their pickup lines. They have to fake a fight, and then guys are just like, "Oh, this is my chance to swoop in." This
Yeah, I don't remember.
But
that
wouldn't
at
you
all.
swoop in on the girl having the fight? Why would you
Right.
swoop in on a second girl who's not part of the fight
I don't remember exactly how it went, but it seemed to
Wow.
make sense when we did it.
at the
So-
time?
Yeah.
Something like this happened.
Well, let's see if we can dig up that flow chart that we no doubt needed to have to get that Ocean's 11 style heist going. Does Poundcake think Jackson Mahomes is gay?
He's not out, but there were rumors. So I don't know him personally. He could be bi, but it can't be easy being a brother.
Does he
of
play football or he's
No.
just the brother? Okay.
He's just a brother of a superstar.
Yeah, he's Patrick Mahomes' brother.
And
okay.
I think he.
Because Patrick Mahomes isn't gay. He's got like a girlfriend, right?
Yeah,
He has a
wife. Yeah.
But he still has like a bye week, Bill.
Hey.
See what I did there?
Every football player does.
Yeah,
That week where they're just like, we need to relax.
Yeah, that's right.
I haven't heard Jackson talk or anything like that. But
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
All right, listen, I have to take a break. If you want to send a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com if you want to see some pictures fly through the air, and we'll be back.